remaining. Team Liquid's turn to ban. Radiant team ban. Team Liquid's turn to Radiant ban. Team ban. Team Liquid's turn to pick. Remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Radiant team pick. Remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Team Liquid's turn to Radiant Lena. Rubik. 10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Team Liquid's turn to ban. Visage. Ten seconds remaining. Radiant team ban. Team Liquid's turn to ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Radiant team ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Team Liquid's turn to ban. Radiant team ban. 10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Radiant team pick. Team Liquid's turn to pick.
Enchantress.
Seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Radiant team pick.
That is what you sound like.
10 seconds remaining.
That is what you sound like.
5 seconds remaining. Team Liquid's turn to pick.
Sand stands ready.
Seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Team Liquid's turn to ban.
Bristleback!
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Radiant team ban. Ten seconds remaining. Team Liquid's turn to ban. Seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Radiant team ban. Seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Team Liquid's turn to pick. 10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Radiant team pick.
Storm Spirit!
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Invoker.
You may now select your heroes. Exquisite. Absolutely exquisite.
That is what you sound like.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Game one here between Liquid and mudgolems. I'm OD Pixel, of course, joined by Fog, ready for this one. Well, we've had the lineups coming in. We're getting some fun heroes for sure. You know, this final pick from mudgolem coming in with the BO3 Invoker, always a treat to watch. And then over on the side, Liquid, it's a lot of signature heroes. I'm seeing a Quake for Storm. I'm seeing an Insania Rubik.
Yeah, a lot of signature heroes, very comfortable kind of stuff coming out from them. Yeah, this should be pretty interesting. I haven't gotten to see too much of mudgolems. I know they have like, what, 33 games or something played under their belt, but I haven't gotten to actually watch the games. I think I only watched the one where they were having a lot of trouble versus Viking, I believe it was, when they got 3-0'd. But besides that, I haven't seen too much of this team, so definitely looking forward to see what they're able to do at this draft. As it's,
yeah.
You know, they early drafted the Visage for 33.
I did, second pick.
Yeah, so I want to see what their idea with it is. If they're going to do some type of like tri-lane here at the start and then swap stuff up, or what the whole concept is. Because I think the only times I've seen Visage lately, except for like pubs, you know, I've seen it in off-lane, but in officials, I think I've only seen it mid.
Yeah, we'll see what 33 does with it. I mean, definitely, for as far as I can remember, you know, this is a hero that 33, he's loved to pull this out all over the, you know, the different teams that he's been on, different positions. This is a very 33 hero, not just only in the pro games, but in his pubs as well. There's been patches where you'll find him playing this hero. So if anyone's going to know how to play it in this day and age, 33 is definitely going to be one of the men to look towards.
Yeah, he's the micro guy.
He was able to pull out.
He likes playing those heroes.
And then, I mean, look at some of these other matchups. I mean, we sort of heard the panel discuss it, talking about how things are going to play out with the Bristle and the Sven. I mean, do you sort of look at this Bristle and say that this game is boxy, is going to become unkillable, or do you consider some of the heroes in mudgolem to be pretty good at dealing with the Bristle?
The Sven can get to a point, but I think that what Liquid wants to do is try to apply the pressure. I think that they want to play pretty aggro, and the way that I've seen them play with the Bristleback is exactly that. Like, they always go for the Goob very early, they go for the Quill, and they just try to get these kills to stop here. And yeah, I think they're actually going to get fodder here.
They just should have this here. One more stun will hold him back, but those goose stacks and having the point in the telekinesis to secure the first blood. They'll do exactly that. Tiger's going to be the one to get the last hit. Playing first blood. Will be that little bit of a sigh of relief maybe from Skeeter there, as he does know that there's not going to be any Fade Bolt at level 1 against him for the first few waves.
Yeah, they still have a very strong lane with the Enchantress down there. You see the idea that Liquid wanted to have. This is what they wanted. They wanted to have like some kill, some like just messing up the lanes and just getting the read first, so that they can block the camp and just make sure that this Enchantress doesn't get creeps. They get up Foxy to set up to a very nicely set up start here.
Looking at the mid lane match, I mean, what would you sort of expect between this Invoker and the Storm? I mean, the Storm's just going to get a little bit more out of the laning stage, right? Pushing it in, utilising the camps. I mean, Barney, what sort of game is he looking to play as the Invoker this time? Is he going to be moving around the map, getting like the Urn, the Vessel? Like, what's his job this game?
Yeah, it looks really nice. I don't know if you commit ever for the full Vessel anymore. I think the Urn still always has its merits, but you're playing versus CK and Bristleback. Crosswise has so much value here. These heroes they struggle. They do struggle with mana at times. Bristleback usually can end up finding things to work with it, but CK is a hero that always is going to struggle with mana.
We'll see what sort of plays Brony is going to be able to find, and of course down the line as well, just having the buff up for the Sven.
Yeah.
Alacrity is going to do some great job.
I don't see him.
Sort of the later parts.
I don't want to see him get active though, like you were saying, pretty early, because I like what QO was pointing out on the panel. It does feel like Liquid is a bit greedy with this one here. It does feel like, you know, CK, Storm, these heroes, you know, they do need a little bit of items to be able to make those same type of rotations. I do think that the Invoker can really set up the lanes for success. Great setup for the Lina and the Visage top. So
denied.
Trying to do their best here at the moment. Milan and 33 to keep Miko pushed away. Of course, we'll have that Chaos Stroke to rely on a little bit. Not once was with the guaranteed procs. Top again. Milan and Tiger keeping one another away from the wave. As 33 is going to have it coming into a good position close towards this tower. Managed to make the small pull though, Tiger, so wave actually almost totally Milan, oh, he's going to be able to find the courier. Doesn't go for it. He's actually just going to try for the kill. Tiger's getting very, very low here. A couple of hits away, but he's fine. Steps back, has the salve. He's good to go.
So hard to trade versus Alina. You know, Phoenix not the best trader in general. Sure, with your fire spirits is decent, but Lena's literally the counter to you with that fiery soul. You see he skills it even at level 2. Warning, hey, does connect with that EMP on quick for mid.
Down bottom. How's the pressure looking on Skeeter early on? Well, yeah, not really there. As you said, the Enchantress just able to offer enough for Skeeter in the lanes, having the
Radiant
extra help
structures are fortified.
and the aggressive potential to really punch back at Boxy.
Yeah.
So Boxy again, anytime he steps forward, a hefty bit of damage thrown out between the two of them. Try and finish this off as well, chasing Boxy down.
They got him.
They'll do it. That is the power. Fada definitely showing us how strong the Ench can be in the lane against the Bristle on the early levels. So
Yeah.
great amount of damage harassed from that impetus.
Even when you don't have a side pull or anything like that, no creep. Insania's been body blocking it every single time. They just hit him a bunch. You know, that's Enchantress does a lot of damage, and that's likely something you can never write off. Ruins checked. Elon goes top, make sure that Koikba doesn't get that one as the Invoker checks bottom. Nicely set up there from Mudgolems, as I'm gonna say the wrong name of this team so many times.
But what do you mean the wrong how? It's literally a mud golem. What do you mean?
I know it's a mud, but like it's always when they don't have anything in front of their names. I have A mode, Boraninga, and then I have AAA, Fada, and Crazy Skitter. You know.
And that is true. They've got a few different tags on them. And Pop, Boxy. And this time Insania is going to stick a little closer to him, make sure that Boxy doesn't go down yet again in this lane. Of course, once the levels do start to come in, it's going to be a lot harder for them to deal with the Bristle as such. Top lane,
look at this early
the
rotation.
chase here with that light strike and now the follow-up. They might even be able to get the two of them. They do. Soul Assumption's there for 33. Very nice moves. I mean, again, just the setup from the light strike, Milan, having that reach with the stun. And as you say, just a move that it didn't seem like Liquid were prepared for at all. They weren't ready for that on the top lane.
No, it seemed like they were almost going to get the kills even without the Boraninga rotation. He just was like,
just turned up and was like, all right, I'm helping. Very nicely done there. As already early days, 5 minutes in, but it's a 1k lead and 3-1 here on Mudgolems. Very solid start against Liquid.
Yeah, I think whenever you can have a hero like a Visage Lina lane work like this up top, it's very damn good. Cherry versus not the strongest lane, you know, it is a Phoenix CK, so it's kind of weak in some ways. You know, Phoenix can't really provide that type of real 5 position support there for a CK, but they're doing pretty good.
I mean, Boxy, he might just die if Impetus. Oh, it's close. Not quite enough though. But again, Fudder's just doing so much again, taking that harpy, using the harass for the lightning. I mean, Boxy's just taking so much damage, and he's now sitting in this lane without any regen, so he has to be careful. He's got the bottle coming out in the courier, so he has managed to farm that up, so the bottle will be there for him. That extra bit of heal and sustain to stay in this lane. But still, definitely not an easy time for him. He's still getting the farm. You know, Boxy's CS still great down here, but definitely no slowdown on the farming of this Sven. Skeeter's had a pretty open start down here.
Yeah, and I mean, Boxy, he still has to be very careful of just dying over and over again every time he steps up. Insania is in the area this time. But yeah, now that Fada is able to access those creeps, every single time he's just able to push them away and just get that Sven, that farm. Even gets a nice little D-ward. We did see Koikba, he was able to find himself a regen rune, so this could be the big thing that he's able to make work if he wants to help out his side lanes at all. He can farm with this one and then, of course, regen and TP to the side.
This time round, Liquid will be the ones to win the trade, and Boxy getting incredibly low.
So close.
Won't quite fall this time. Does still have to make the walk back to base though, so sure you get the kill on the Enchantress, but it's still a lot of time where Boxy's going to miss out a wave or so.
Yeah, Skitter's still very happy. Even when the Enchantress has died, now he's getting solo XP, he's already up to 6, so all's good in Sven world right now. Except that I don't think that he has any stacks. I know he has like 1 or 2 actually. They do have a hard camp stack up on that left side for him later on.
Yeah, nice little triple stack at least, so yeah. Going for him mid lane. Trying to set up on the Quaker with the cold snap, but not enough lockdown to keep him held in place. Also a bit of EP over from Tiger in case Sparta and Morini try to push any further. In fact, Quaker, he's going to look for the opportunity to turn, zip straight in onto Sparta, and will be able to blow up the Enchantress. The raindrop not enough to save Sparta in that situation. 33. They can maybe go for Tiger, but the dive's available. Tiger's up to the high ground, and he's away.
They really want to go for this tower here. Like, just bringing these 3 heroes, just showing their faces.
Waiting for the 8-minute rune as well, making sure that Quaker doesn't get his hands on it, and they'll be able to do so again. So for a second time, Quaker just not able to find that bottle refill with the control that mudgolem have maintained around the river. Sonia's going to be here as well for the preparation for this push, but as it is, you know, mudgolem, they've started to split back up,
Yeah.
and they're focusing elsewhere once again.
I was going to say, I don't think they can push the issue so much to try to go for this mid tower. You don't want to give Mickey a free farm, and you want to get level 6. Like Visage, you become a completely different hero when you get that level 6. So, yeah, 33 needs to move back up toward top. Get that finished up so they can continue applying pressure. Because Liquid, you know, they're fine with this. They're just sitting back and farming. Koikfa, he's a Storm Spirit. This is the best moment in the game for him right now, is where it's just slow, being applied. He's able to just jungle with his whole mana pool.
Yeah, well, when you sort of look at the cores from both teams, would you just sort of consider this a game where, if it does fall back to AFK farming, Liquid's lineup's going to fare better as the game goes on?
You know, yeah, I would say that, yeah. Just because, like, the Phoenix applies and gives so much extra team fight, they just have all these little extra elements that really does bring it all together. mudgolem still does have strong, you know, with the Sven and the Invoker and all that, but it's just a little bit more difficult to land those.
As he's going to head over and clean up these stacks. It's going to put him pretty close then to having the Midas done.
Yeah.
So on track to get a very good timing. Nice alignment to be found there as well. Broom handle for the Sven.
Got a double stack too. 33 taps the experience, so now he's 6. He was a little scared of going top when Storm is off the map. This is the other thing that happens too. It's like Koikfa, he's jungling this whole time, but it's actually like this pressure that he applies because he's just not showing himself. We know he's jungling, but we don't know what his mana pool is. We don't know anything.
There's that bottom. Sparta. Try and come into the lane for a bit of XP, but of course still at the level he is. Not much. It's all he can do to help himself against these two running him down.
You see Tiger is trying to set up some stacks there for the bristle. It is blocked already, though, by mudgolems. Both sides are taking their boxes.
Dire's top tower is under
lane.
attack.
33 in Milan. It looks like they're going to get over this tier 1 tower. I mean, no indication of Liquid to try and bring in any sort of defense. It's the same as we said down bottom boxy, getting the space as well to put that pressure on. But Liquid just keeping Tiger sat behind Koikfa, making sure that he's going to be okay if he does get jumped on. It's still relatively hard for mudgolem's lineup to ever jump the Storm. In terms of lockdown, it's going to be a light strike array coming out, you know, from out of vision. But other than that, Koikfa, it is a pretty good Storm game, right?
Yeah, he just has to watch himself. Like the little cold snap, and it's instant. That little instant stun can always mess you up in some ways, but as long as he avoids those, he should have some clear gaming. And he's, like I said, he's just able to free farm. He's gonna have Orchid at a very good timing, so he's gonna be able to play around and maybe just kill the Invoker before he gets anything off in a lot of situations. His farm. So I do feel like Liquid is very happy with this slowdown here, with just the slow game, because Mick is also going for the Midas. They're reading the game.
Yeah, and at this rate, Koikfa's going to have this window where his Orchid is going to be complete, but of course, Barney Azul Scepter is still going to be a 1,000 or so gold away, so definitely expect to see Koikfa try and get active immediately on completion of that Orchid purchase.
Yeah, something we talked about a little bit earlier was like how Keith was saying, the Liquid side is a bit greedy, so whenever this kind of happens, like, they're fine. Everyone just sits back, farms. You're playing versus a Sven who you know he's gonna have to farm also. Invoker, he went cost Wex, so it's just a bit of a different vibe you're dealing with this like crazy cataclysm that's gonna come. He's 0-0-1. He's now looking to try to get a bit more involved, but has to cancel his TP anyway because they weren't gonna get that kill. And there's the Orchid. 11 minutes, 55 seconds.
All right, so as I say, when you're going this sort of build up the Storm, this is where you immediately look to start to put it into action, right? You don't stick to the jungle. Koikfa is now, he's checking for any available opportunity to get in there.
100%. Go smoke with your 2 supports. I think your cores are not the safe start. Boxy's a bit low, so yeah, just go smoke with them.
Yeah.
And bottom is not a safe place to smoke because there's nothing to get down there. There's no one with them. They have a ward, but they want to smoke to one of their heroes, so they're going to smoke top to maybe secure this area.
And who would you say sort of the dream catchers? You know, which of these cores could you hurt the most by catching at this stage of the game?
Dream would be Skitter, but he shouldn't be in a position to get caught.
Scanning.
He's going to be in the triangle. They know that. They're just going to try to catch whatever they catch. But, yep, Milan, Invis, able to break that smoke.
No, very nice positioning there from Milan. Total stop put to that play. As now Kuiper has to clear the wave. They'll know that Orc is down Storm. I mean, already they seem very prepared for those sort of movements from Liquid. You can now imagine that mudgolem's going to be very careful and very prepared for Liquid trying to make these sort of plays this early.
Yeah. We see Fado goes on he uses smoke, not to fight, not to anything like that. He just smokes to ward. So it blocks the Ancient and puts down a vision ward. So we can see, and I think everybody, all the people watching at home can tell that this one's going to be a little bit of a slow one. But I think it's going to pick up pretty big around that 20-minute mark, Once they get that one item after the Midas on the 2 cores, I think they're going to start actually running at each other. I hope.
Yeah, and with 33 has his first one done. I mean, he's stockpiling gold right now. 2,500 gold on the Visage.
Yeah, I mean, he had the Veil, but
Orchid.
He switched because I think he just realized, he's like, okay, I can go for an item that actually influences the game more. Orchid versus that Storm, no way to remove it.
Yeah, exactly. I think, that's got to be the big thing, right? When you do see that the Storm has rushed the complete Orchid, you know that he is going to have that vulnerability, nothing to protect himself, and no teammates to do so as well. No real saves on Liquid's lineup, so Kuiper, as you said, if he does get caught out by Cold Snap into a silence, he's probably going to die in these fights. Starts doing with a quick step over towards Milan. Milan actually did it quite poorly. He's got enough HP to live for it all, and it's actually Liquid that they have to start backing away. They are just unable to burst through the Lina.
The squishy Lina, they couldn't even bring her down because they're just afraid. It's that area, they're very reluctant to actually full commit there. Those are like half committals because they don't know, they just might pop out from the high ground. Boxy continuing to pressure bottom. But yeah, very far.
It's got to be a little bit frustrating for Kuiper, right? You get this good Orchid time and you're looking, you're trying to find something, but you just can't quite find it quite yet. As mudgolems, it just seems to be very prepared for it. They come out with the smoke themselves, mudgolems, as they move over. Okay. See if they can find Kuiper and Boxy inside mudgolem's jungle right now. Going to go for deep sweep.
They got the bounties. They're going to get at least 3 of them here, it looks like. Might even be able to catch someone off guard here. Boxy.
They're going to get 4 bounties.
They're actually going to get 4.
They're going to get all 4 bounties. Liquid they weren't looking at the timer. They didn't check the time.
Kuiper.
Now over here.
Cold Snap. He's able to get the first sip off the side, and that'll be enough to make their way.
Here I am.
Quite get the hit in after the Cold Snap in time, so Kuiper's free to escape.
Good dude,
See up top. This one's Tiger. They do manage to burst out Fata. 33 won't quite get Tiger, but Fata, anyway, was a little deep enemy territory. It was that his death was imminent.
Fortified.
That's literally all that's happened this game. Like, Fata's just smoke. Put some wards down. He got another good vision ward down. They do have the sentry in range of it if they are aware that it's on the high ground there, but it doesn't seem like they are. So he's just giving them information. He's just messing with the triangle. Like, he keeps blocking the Ancients. So they're actually denying a lot of farm from Team Liquid because of that.
Scanning.
Even though he's dying as an Enchantress, it's a 5-position Enchantress.
Middle tower is under attack.
You're totally fine with that.
Radiant structures are
Liquid getting a bit more active now as they do start to show their head in the middle.
They've acquired some items. See, Vanguard and a plate mail. He's feeling pretty strong now to front line.
Let's see what mudgolems can do to push them off this tower as they do turn up themselves with a full 5-man response. The side can't start things. EMP down to zone them out.
He whips it though.
I've got to step to the side. Boxy now trying to move straight back in. Tiger's going to pulls it up with the edge. They're starting to back away from it. Potter will be grabbed and pulled back in range of the supernova. So Potter goes down. The rest of them able to still keep themselves safe to side. Skip throwing in the stuns. Doesn't want to commit to the ultra. As Liquid will get the space to take down the tier 1 tower. Just at the moment, it seems, with the full lineup, Liquid able to get away with just brute forcing these objectives, and mudgolems not quite having the team fight ready to go to tackle them head on.
Radiant are scanning.
That egg is always going to be a big issue in this game, I feel. they have the tools to kill it, you know, with that Lina, with that Grage and everything, that people can actually focus fire it, but I really do feel it's going to cause so many problems because they don't have that big team fight to kind of match it at all on their team. They have to have, I mean, Borneo just can't whiff his spells is one of the big things there too. He missed both the Tornado and the EMP there, so. And we're seeing Doxy is a true frontliner, and he's going to be getting that big item that counters the Sven, that Aghanim, that he's kind of expecting that'll eventually happen. He's going to strip for Lotus Orb, so it's always going to be good versus Skitter. He's going to neglect to go for the Aghanims first, though. He's just going to go BKB.
I mean, it's a necessity, and as you say, at that point, right? Yeah. He does go the Aghanim, suddenly he's got to be very careful about how he's charging around the team fight.
Bottom tower is under attack.
It's safe for Root with his item build.
Yeah, doesn't want to get kited too much either. There's a lot he has to deal with still. There's lots of magic damage and control coming from that Team Liquid side. Going for farming aggressively here. They spot him, but
it's just a hard
can't get control. 33 is charging with his Orchid. He has a haste.
Oh, if they can get the cold snap set, maybe they can do it. Spend my time with the York to get 33 in position. Silence is there to follow it up. They're healing him up with the Sunray, but not enough to outdo the damage coming out from the three members of Mudgolems. They finally are able to kill Quake for him for the first time this game.
I can't believe he stayed and went to go hit that camp. He has a ward. He saw the Visage literally just beeline through the creep wave, through everything with a haste, and then he goes to hit the camp. That was so greedy. I was so greedy.
Oh, Quake, what's he doing? He's not looking at the map.
Maybe he didn't see that he had an Orchid. Maybe he looked at a different type of item. So he's like, oh, whatever.
He's after, he did say fully up for it though, so I'm not too sure how long he had it purchased, but you're right.
He did have a ward, so he could have clicked, so yeah. I can't be greedy.
Sparta, for the one left behind here, as Mudgolems do start to retreat from Liquid's triangle. And retreat they will. They get everyone else out of there. Again, another scenario where Fodder is the one. In fact, worth pointing out, of course, one of those beautiful games where Fodder is literally.
He's all the deaths.
He's literally the only one that's died on Mudgolem's side. 7 deaths on Fodder. I mean, this is he couldn't be playing it more perfect, right? This is what you do as position 5. You die for your team.
Yeah, I mean. Sure, I don't know. He's not giving up a lot. It's like 200 gold here, 150 gold here. Blocks 3 ancient camps because he gives up 150 gold.
Yeah.
You know, like a very close game though. Very quiet, very like slow too. I mean, I feel like a lot of the games.
I mean, who is going to be feeling more comfortable with the peacefulness? Which of these teams is more like? Oh, this is great.
I feel
See about it. This time around, Liquid will get themselves involved, get a couple. He's actually going to pop the God Strength, but now out of mana, so very hard for him to fight with this. Whoever's Midas and BKB ready to go, does turn around and indeed make sure that he does use the Midas. God Strength, no avail, as there'll be no fight to be taken.
With us.
And around the pit again, Fodder may looking to turn a 7 into an 8. Foxy. He's not going to commit. Going to chase the Enchantress any further than he needs to.
Yeah, Liquid's just getting all the time to farm these pretty nice items. Like, sure, the Sven, he's the way to deal with that CK, but they're just getting a lot on all 3 corners. It's just the Sven farming on one side. Yeah, Visage and Invoker are getting a little bit here, but not as much as the side of Liquid. And like we said, they have this X factor where this Phoenix always comes into play, where it's this humongous team fight that you don't have matched on Mudgolems. And Taiga, almost level 12, off to a good game.
I think there's definitely going to be some sort of urgency from Mudgolems to find some sort of action. I mean, when you get this BKB earlier on in the build on the Sven, you would imagine that Skeeter, he does want to try and find opportunities to fight. He's still very strong, gets him with the BKB, this level 2 God Strength. Does a lot of damage, but yeah, with as low as the action has been this game, there just hasn't really been those opportunities handed to Mudgolems where Liquid sort of overstayed their welcome on a push. You know, Sven's able to TP in, turn things around. It just hasn't happened. It's just been the creeps for Skeeter. There's not been any kills.
Yeah, it's just been an insanely farm-heavy game, right? Like 216 last hits on a CK and Sven. The CK has the same last hits as the Sven. You know, that's pretty surprising. The other 2 is 196 last hits on Storm,
that is pretty insane.
Like,
I mean, I guess
very
that's
farm.
Just Mickey doing Mickey things.
Farm-oriented game. Liquid, the one of the high ground smoke breaks.
Skeeter. He's going to have a run away from this. Telekinesis is upon him. over towards the side, takes out Carter straight away. Skeeter turns to the BKB, the Ghost Trick. He's trying to go in over towards Mickey. Mickey starting to full load, backs up. Skeeter's going to go for the TP out. To the remainder of his BKB will manage to make it away, but this, of course, is going to mean that he's going to lose many a teammate. As the leader will fall, so catch 33 as well before he's able to TP out. And off the back of those 3 kills, Liquid can go straight into the pit, and this Roshan will be theirs. And now with a 4K lead, I think we are really starting to see, as you said, the fact that during this passiveness, Liquid, they just have the lineup that's going to benefit that a little bit more. A team-wide win at the Roshan. Now the game just suddenly looks rough for
Tornado.
Immortality
Can't even get
mine.
yeah, it's just feeling like Liquid has every tool they need here. It's so hard for them to catch these squishy heroes because Liquid has these bruisers in the front. You know, this Bristle and this CK are just sitting there. So Sven can't actually get onto any of these squishy heroes, and the Taiga just gets a free chance to commit his egg. And it really is all because of those wards that they had up on the high ground. Smoke breaks, they know how to position themselves perfectly. Now Mickey has a BKB. Pretty much done.
So even without the BKB, it just Sven's damage output alone not enough to deal with this tanky CK. You know, 2700 HP, having the halberd as well, extra evasion and Dharm. This is not an easy target to kill, and you know that's not the hardest target to kill on the team. You know, there's also a Storm zip zapping around everywhere, and of course Boxy is a bristleback. So it really does feel like there's 3 cores in this game for Liquid that unless mudgolems commit everything onto one of them, they're just not going to kill. Even at this stage where, you know, we're still just 23 minutes into the game, just the matchups, they just feel kind of awkward for mudgolems at this point.
Yeah, absolutely. When you have a quad 0-0-2 at 24 minutes in, it's a rough sign. This hero wants to be getting much more active when you go for this type of build here. Especially when you have a hero like Sven on your team too. You want to be making the space for him, just letting him do his own thing and farming. Sure, he's getting the space, he's still farming, but they're not getting, you know, Boker's not getting much out of anything. No. He doesn't have heroes to play with because he has a Visage as his offlaner. He has to make rotations he just can't make rotations.
I mean, because that is the thing. When you look at this net worth right now, you see both Boronier and 33 falling behind. That gap is not going to close when it comes to hitting creeps. You know, Storm, Bristle, Secret, they're going to stay far, far ahead. It has to be from the kills. It has to be from the plays. Mudgolems, they've got to make some sort of move. If they don't, they're just going to continue to fall further and further behind in this game.
Yeah, I totally agree. Fights will continue to get harder too. Boxy flexes stun at Skeeter.
Double damage.
Make it charging enough high around Quaper. He's going to zip straight through. Does get silenced. Calls up as well. Quaper. He may have overextended. That's the Aegis gone. May have just been a bit of a bait. Clean up with the second life as they take out 33. The 6 comes out. They have the stun immediately onto Quaper. They're actually going to get out the egg as well. They'll get a second. They've already taken down 2 of them. They might have even more the light strike. Hit it down on a Mickey. Skeeter's in with the God Strike. They take out the CK. And now Boxy and Insane are the last 2 left. They try to get the Bristle. They get in position. They take him out. As just like that, a perfect response there from mudgolems. As Liquid, I guess the overconfidence was there. I mean, Quaper, he goes in. I think that first loss of his life, you know, that was part of the plan for Liquid. As we see as well, Insane is trying his best to outplay the 2 of them, but he can't do so. He's going to fall as his team wipes. As they make the call, Quaper goes in, and then it does not go to plan at all for Liquid. They get wiped for it.
I think this was the time where he played it's just too much aggression. He didn't let his frontliners be the frontliner. He actually was the frontliner as a Storm Spirit this time. So he jumps in past his CK and his Brittle can't get to him, and we see exactly what happened. He respawns right into a stun, and even though the egg is there, it's right next to Alina, who just used everything, and all the rest of the heroes are in a good position to actually just hit that egg. That's literally the perfect situation there for mudgolems to turn that one around, because Koikfa just overcommits there, just plays way too greedy.
Yeah, definitely a rough play there from Liquid, I mean, without a doubt, and definitely a bit of a saving grace there for mudgolems. As we said, that the pressure was on them to make a play, to make a move, and then Liquid, it's sort of the style we've seen Liquid do it before. They just handed it to them. They're like, oh, you're in trouble there. Here, have a team fight.
Yep, and it gets a full solo crest to Borning hit. So he was level 15 with just a Yules and an Urn. Now he's all the way up to this. Now he has high-level alacrity with Exort too, so he can throw it onto the Sven with the Solar Crasher's damage. It's gonna look much stronger.
I mean, Liquid still holding the lead overall, but I mean, one more fight like that the Sven's able to live through, and you know, suddenly Skeeter is going to be an item or two ahead over any of the cores on the side of Liquid, and then yeah, he's a real problem. Then it is going to get to the stage where Skeeter in these fights is going to have the damage to just take out these beefier heroes. So Liquid's got to be very careful about making those sort of moves. Was one more move of that, and that's going to set the playing field straight again.
I think if they just stick to their game plan that they were doing before, just like kind of play this farmy style, just let the CK Bristle lead the charges, they're still fine. They're still in a pretty comfortable spot with this 3K lead. It's still a good lineup versus the Sven. Just like you said, can't make another one of those big mistakes as on the Sven. He gets another full item on top, and then his damage is just, it's
Radiant's
actually
bottom tower is under
with the
attack.
buffed up Invoker throwing everything on him.
What sort of way do you think Skeeter will go? I mean, he's going to get the Ags, obviously, but then after that, what is sort of is there any sort of big time? Does he still go for like a Silver Edge, or is that not a necessity really? Is there other things that are going to be better in his kit?
Why not? He's got the Echo anyway. Like,
we'll upgrade that next.
It just feels really good. You're playing versus the Bristle anyway.
Yeah.
Break the Chaos Strike too. You know, it has its merits. It's just a good item in general too. For the weave in and out of the fights and get positioning. So you could definitely see him go for that later on.
It'll be interesting to see what the play is going to be from mudgolems now. Do they still go where right? You know, we are behind. We're not going to keep up in farm. We've got to find kills, or do they cross their fingers and say, "Hey, look, Liquid. They brought one fight to us. Let's sort of hope that they do that again, and not, you know, to try and throw things away, getting too aggressive themselves."
It does look like they just want to. It looks like both teams were content with playing the farm game from the beginning of this game. So I think they're fine with it. I think they're just chilling. They're just like, all right. This is going to be a game of mistakes. Whoever makes
pretty much
a couple less is probably going to win.
30 minutes in, 9 to 12. Definitely, one of the lower amount of kills you're seeing some of these games this patch. Definitely gearing up to be one of those games where for side of mudgolem, you're looking towards this Sven. Everything's going to be on Skeeter's shoulders. They've got great ways to buff him. Lots of stuns as well to control the heroes of Liquid, while Skeeter's going to try and jump from target to target in the team fights. Liquid on their side, much more well balanced affair between their three cores.
Bounty, maybe a fighter on the bounty here. Boxy just go in front.
Trying to start things a little bit.
It's not even a battle. They just look at. Come on. They're so efficient in this game.
I mean, I guess for mudgolems there, right? You don't want to commit on the Bristle.
No, of course.
Yeah, like for them, they don't want to go, but that's the thing, right? You know, Liquid, especially after that last play, you're absolutely right. They are just going to be like, well, we're just going to farm, and we're going to see mudgolems try and shake that up a little bit as they come in with the smoke and are ready to start to try and catch someone from Liquid off guard in the jungle. At the moment up here we have Insania and Foxy in the lane. See what they can grab though. Already Insania's out with a blink. They're not going to be able to find him.
Radiant's top
He's
tower
out and
is
away.
under
Foxy
attack.
at a very safe distance. Doesn't look like this smoke is going to
Dire's
find
turret
mudgolems
has been
anything for now.
killed.
It looks like they're knowing though. They're like, these guys are just splitting up on the entire map. Like there's a Phoenix showing in bottom lane, there's a Bristleback showing in top, and then we got a glimpse of somebody else near the mid lane. So they're trying to capitalize on the Liquid all just split up.
Radiant's bottom
And now they got a good
tower
ward
is
down
under attack.
too. So they're watching. And all the time during this, they're pinging Taiga. They know that the Phoenix is down bottom.
AC done. Okay. Bloodstone for Quakefoot. Some big items complete. Foxy starting to have a poke at mudgolems as they show themselves. And all that. Left behind it. Tried to approach from a different angle, but approaching from the top side, being that he was in completely isolated position. And that will be a nice start to the Bloodstone charges for Quake.
Oh, nice. You had it before that one, or?
Yeah. I think so, right? It's up to 15. Start.
Yep. That is definitely pretty huge. I was wondering if he was going to go Ags early this game because he's playing with the Phoenix. So like
Yeah,
that,
I was thinking that as well.
the
It would
Ags
be
pull
nice.
plus it, and he's got the talent that I see
Yeah.
everybody take now too. So he's not opting for it yet. He's got the BKB queued, but I think in time he'll get
after the BKB for sure.
It's so
I
strong
would
with
be
Phoenix.
very surprised if he doesn't get the aggro after the BKB because you're right. It's such a good setup with the Phoenix.
Illusion.
Boxy going for the Abyssal. Have that extra setup and lockdown.
Yep.
And-
BKB piercing disable.
And we'll see Skeeter actually, he's not going to go for the upgrade for the Silver Edge for now. Just giving up the Satanic.
Oh yeah, he doesn't have lifesteal. Look at that. That's probably.
Yeah, no Paladins this game for him either.
Yeah.
We'll just have to say, I mean, as a fan, what do you normally prefer? Do you prefer the Paladins or the Titan Sliver?
Radiant's
It's just
bottom
the game
tower
to
What were
is
you
under
hoping to
attack.
find?
I think for me it just depends on the game. It's like if they have a lot of stuns and stuff that you're actually concerned about, yeah. But
That's true.
otherwise, it's just like you don't really care too much for the Titan Sliver. It's also like magic resist too, so if they have a lot of burst,
Yeah.
Titan Sliver's better in some situations.
Radiant's bottom tower is under
Liquid,
attack.
just like we said, just farming. They're fine with this. They want to take it to
They
late
are.
game. They know that Sven's BKB is going to start ticking out, and it's just a Sven, like in a way, solo core, I guess you could say. So later progresses, BKB goes down. You're going to have double Halberd, eventually Abyssal too, maybe on 2 heroes. So yeah, they're just showing.
Yeah, you can see it in the numbers as well. I mean, anything happening, you will see like just further and further ahead this game.
Yep, and that's with this Phoenix now level 18. He's also got his own Lotus in a second too. So like I said, this X factor of team fight is just getting stronger and stronger. Like we said, they do have ways to kill the egg, but still causes quite problem compared to let's say like Alina. I was just comparing like those fours in some situations. Like Alina compared to Phoenix in these situations in this game, it's gonna leap and bounds the difference in the big fights. They're gonna smoke them.
I mean, they need to. They've got to find some action. Mudgolems. They know
Yeah.
that they're
Look, Mick is
falling
just
behind.
Phantasm every CD.
I mean, this would be a dream kill, but not a kill that they're going to get.
Radiant's
Okay,
top
pop to
tower is
BKB,
under
and the whole
attack.
play's put to an end. I mean, it is hard. It's very hard for Mudgolems to start some action. Multiple ways that Liquid can instantly just put an end to the move that Mudgolems are attempting to make.
Box committed his gold to the Abyssal. So now there's just so many different forms of messing with Skitter. He pops BKB, he can just, if he pops it at the wrong time, he could be Halberd during it, get Abyssals right afterwards, and then a Supernova. A lot of different things he has to worry about.
It's again. I really do think this is just going to be one of those games where it's, Liquid can make this as long as they want it. Play it cool, no rush for them, for their heroes. At least that's how I imagine they feel, and I think from the play that we're seeing, definitely being shown here in this game, Liquid know that they can take this one pretty relaxed and safe. I mean, for the most part, we've seen Liquid just playing on their side of the map. They've got all the camps that they wish to farm. It's these mass sentries being laid down, making sure that the jungle is secure and unblocked.
He switched it up. Taiga switched from Lotus
we
Orb,
got?
he's going Shivas, and also Sven bought the Silver Edge.
He did. Okay.
It's on Fox. So I think that was what he's like, okay, you have lifesteal, go for the Silver Edge so we can actually kill these frontliners. Otherwise they
Yeah,
can't kill the
that's a
Bristle.
good call. I mean, that's definitely a good call. The Silver Edge just effectively makes that much of a difference, of course, with the break on the Bristle. The
He
damage
can
output.
actually get boxy in some situations, but he's got a sentry down all in this area, so he's playing safe. Actually 5 sentries in this area. And we see, yeah, like I said, make it every single time because you have the CDR talent, you don't care. Pop your ult off CD, 64-second cooldown, pushing waves to continue to grow. Yeah, even the reality rift pierce immunity too, yeah. More things that the Sven has to worry about. Just pulling him around the fights.
I think we'll see Mudgolems. They're going to go for the Roshan.
Okay.
It has been scanned, but Mudgolems moving it very quickly with the AC to God strength. They're taking this Roshan down. Liquid, and they're going to have a chance to have a look in on this one. Boxy's trying to support, but they'll be able to hold him to the side with the tornado. Roshan's down, Aegis will be secured by Skeeter. Liquid is still going to try and take the fight. Looks like Potter is again going to be the one offered up to the side of Liquid as he's left behind. Chargers will fall. Can Liquid get anything more from this? Look at themselves at one of 33's familiars. Unable by the looks of it to actually close the gap on anyone else. 33 actually able to take the couriers, and Sadia was trying to use it to scout out on the front lines. They're able to do something. They get in, they get Roche, they get the Aegis. I think not for any other reason, but for
Radiant's
a
middle
lack
tower
of having
is
anything
under
else they
attack.
felt that they could do, but they do get it. Still though, you see on the gold, even though they get Roche and the Aegis, they're still falling further behind, and Liquid, they've now found themselves in a position to just start pushing in down the mid lane. They know how strong they are right now, and they're not really going to be too scared about this Aegis.
No, and they know that Sven used God Strength to kill the Roche that fast, and I think without God Strength, they have no damage in their lineup. So they know immediately, no God Strength, run around, they have freedom around the whole map.
Radiant's top tower is
And now
under
Mick
attack.
also has a full heart
Dire's
finished.
top tower is
So-
under attack.
Yeah, they're just getting crazy amounts of farm, and everyone's just getting too tanky.
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
Taiga even up to 32 armor as he's sitting on that craggy coat.
Oh, mid lane. They're trying for Boxy. They're trying to make a go on him, but I don't think he cares. So he's going to hold his ground, put the Minotaur on, starting to get some borders sticking out onto the two of them. Now they're going with the zip. They managed to catch out Skeeter. Skeeter's still got the BK in the Aegis, of course, so no real pressure on to him right now. He's actually going to try and commit. Hop to Godstring, goes straight across Overlord. Foxy's going to have the damage. They've got the control of line straight away. Foxy getting away. Foxy jumps over the fight with the pistol. He's still alive. Comes out, not enough to kill him. Foxy still surviving. Finally they find him, but it's cost them the third slide from the Sven. Two down the ones. There's going to be a buyback from Fudder. He knows that he needs to come over to try and help Skeeter, but can't even get there in time. Skeeter just getting locked down by McKay, Tiger, Insania, and Quaither. As this Sven, they haven't got detection. They haven't got detection.
It's on cooldown.
They haven't got detection. Skeeter actually able to live. He's able to walk away from Liquid. Still, good things to have happened there for Liquid for sure. They did lose Boxy, but the lead does continue to grow for them, and unlikely that mudgolems will be able to do anything with this 50 seconds that the Bristle is dead. But definitely a bit of a missed opportunity they can capitalize on taking out the Sven.
Aegis and Cheese fight, and you can't take the fight at all. You literally you have to blow everything in the kitchen. You have to throw everything at him. Everything in the kitchen, sit onto this Bristle back to finish him off, and he almost survives during all of it anyway. I think that's really to show in majority of these fights. The damage is just not there. They have too strong of frontliners. The only way that mudgolems can do this is if they somehow can catch these backliners and then just make it so that they're outnumbering in these fights. But like Taiga, he's just waiting. You see how hesitant he was in that fight, just sat in the back, waited pretty decent, and then he jumps in, and it's a crescendo.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like that, but I needed on the initiation. You can just, the insurance policy is mid lane. Quick catch onto the Invoker. Boron is out.
Gotcha.
Down for 80 seconds. Does have buy. So, not to really see that changing the state of this game, especially with Quaither now hitting the 25, and also having completed Aghanim, so a huge power spike for the Storm yet again.
Yeah, that's going to be real nice for them, I believe. I think Insania also got it too, right? Yeah, so Insania and Koi both have bags. Everyone just on the team just finishing up much bigger items. One plus item pretty much, it seems. There are 2+ items on the side of mudgolems. Trying to force the 5 back. Oh, it's a 4,600 HP CK. And he also has the spell prism given to him, so Phantasm has a 50-second cooldown.
Dire structures are fortified.
I think a minus cooldown. Oh, yeah.
Of course.
Still 1 second cooldown on that.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
Nature attend us.
It really does seem like they just can't stop them. This game is slowly but surely headed further and further in Liquid's advantage. They won't stick around for the Rax yet. Now I'm going to see Skeeter try and go in onto the Bristle. But able to make it away there as he's glimmered, and of course puts a stop to that attempt from Skeeter with the Storm Hammer.
I mean, back up for 20 seconds, and then we go on the side of Liquid. If
you know
God Strength's not going to be there, just wait it out for another 10-15 seconds altogether, and then smoke yourselves. Yeah, exactly. They're going to do it. They can even, I think they can even just like jump into the base and look for them here at this point, because there's just no damage once this God Strength is gone.
Dire are scanning.
Just for mudgolems. He'll make a quick jump. Go for Fighter first. Same time, Quantra's going to zip straight towards the back line. BKB and the TP out is there for 33. Barney is going to be left behind. Silence coming out from Quantra will continue to control him. The BKB now popped. He's out for the Ghost Walk. Barney will make it away, but again, it's
Radiant's courier
constant situations where it's just mudgolems running away from Liquid.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Never really being able to fight them. I mean, at this point, they're down 21,000 gold. Close to as well in terms of XP as well.
They're trying desperately to find any type of kills when heroes split up. You see Skitter, he actually just silver edges all the way to Insania, but yeah, Insania nukes the wave out and does a quick blink, but he'll be okay. And now his team is going to go start to join in. Quake for finding himself a DD2. And yeah, they're looking for the fight now again, as they should be every single time. Long zip.
Quite fun. Oh, actually knows that BKB is still on cooldown for Boronier. Oh, see, BKBing himself there. As Insania, he's actually dying again for that. I'm gonna tell you, Insania will die for this. Okay. That's something for Mudgolems.
Sorry, Insania. Your Stormhammer does not dispel the old.
Put up on the stun, Quantra's going to zip across straight away, look at the Wolfie and Burka. Barney again, he's saving himself for the south field. 33, got the BKB, Barney, push him up and definitely Skeeter goes straight for the BKB, trying to find a target, just by Skeeter, overwood, Quantra in trouble, but he's able to zip out just in time. Quantra will live. Sam's getting low, and they get Skeeter out of here. They cannot. Boxy and McKay stay on top of him. Triple kill for McKay. Over to the side, 33 does manage to mute down Tiger with the Solar Sun of his own life, as Liquid will clean up yet again. Another team fight, and Liquid continue to push themselves further and further ahead. They just don't have the tools right now, Mudgolems, it seems.
Oh, they do not. It really just does feel like Sven versus the world, and he just gets control super hard. He's just jumping around, trying to stick on these targets, but there's just too much for him to deal with, and it just feels like Liquid is close to put out pretty soon here.
Just hit the balls, ignoring the heroes. They're ready to take this one over towards the game 2. They're ending this game. To be found. Number of buybacks are there. We'll see Liquid give a bit of respect as they put their BKBs and back away. They're happy to play this safe, avoid the potential fight here on these 3 buybacks. Boronier might find a chance to catch one of them. You see a Null Talisman drop down as a bit of a peace offering there from Quantra, but it won't be accepted as Foxy will pay.
You tried to get the gem from him. He was dropping the note to get handed it over, but didn't have. I don't think he had a space. Had space for it at the moment. No gem pass off for you, Quakefa. The rest of them will back away though. And they're at 30k lead. They're just gonna wait for that Bristol to come back. Lead. Yeah.
I think we just showed us there. The game's not over yet. The game's not over yet. Don't show us. There's still more action to be added. Still more action to be had. It's very close to it. We have now. We've seen some crazy turnarounds in the past. Probably won't be, but you never know. So where's a chance in Dota 2?
You know, you never know with Liquid sometimes.
Here we go. And Liquid coming in with the smoke. It could be a smoke that they end up regretting. You know, who knows? We'll have to find out.
Radiant's courier has been killed.
Oh, it's the piece of the Ags.
Oh, poor old thing. What's up with the sentry? Oh, goodbye. He does not have blind.
Actually,
wait, I can't believe he woke up there. That was crazy.
I mean, maybe he's just ready to get into games. As hang on. It's still Insania. It's got a light strike onto Nico. Skinner's moving in. They're getting Ace Ball takes on the 2 of them, but the BKB down over for the Halberd was there onto Skinner. Skinner trying to turn over towards Mickey. He's going to look for Quakefa, but the BKB's there. Quakefa running away. Silence comes down to Skinner as the BKB wears off. Again, the Glimmercake does give some safety to Skinner. Actually going to keep him alive. He jumps over with the stun. Another Axe Ball into Quakefa pulls in the 3 of them. 33 and Skinner are out of the game. No buyback for them available. As Quakefa looks to clean up, trying to find Milan. Fodder is able to get the hit with the Prince's knife. Again, another Glimmercake keeping Fodder alive. But Milan has been found. Everybody apart from Fodder going down on the side of mudgolems. 3 surviving members of Liquid should be able to close this one out. There we have it. GG is called. Liquid will take this game 1. 47 minutes in. It did go on for a little bit, but you can't help but feel this was sort of Liquid just taking the game at whatever pace they fancied us. Never really felt that this game fell out of their control, apart from that one slip up with the early move to the triangle.
Yeah, it really did feel like they knew exactly what they needed to do this game. They just sat back and kind of